Greenland is barely bigger than Mexico. One bird flies almost 2 laps of the planet every year. Here are 66 comparisons where your gut is wrong. Keep your score. One correct answer is 1 point. Keep your own score. It is a great way to keep your mind sharp. The difficulty rises every round and the answer appears after the timer. Ready. Warm-up round, let's warm up. Which one bites harder? Saltwater crocodile has a stronger bite. The saltwater crocodile has the strongest bite ever measured. A design so effective it has not needed a serious update in 200 million years. Which fruit carries its seeds on the outside? It's strawberry. A strawberry wears its seeds outside, and botanically isn't a berry. Almost everything the supermarket calls a berry is not one. Find the number 1961. There it is. Gagarin became the first human in space in 1961. Guess it from the emojis. It's satellite. A satellite in low orbit circles the Earth about every 90 minutes. Which one is faster? Racehorse is faster. Even at his world record pace, Usain Bolt would lose badly to a racehorse. The fastest human ever recorded still loses to an averagely quick horse. Which metal stays liquid at room temperature? It's mercury. Mercury is the only metal that stays liquid at normal room temperature. Gallium and cesium melt just above it. Hold gallium in your hand and it puddles. Find the number 1609. There it is. Galileo aimed a telescope at the sky in 1609. Guess it from the emojis. It's maglev. A maglev train has no wheels touching track. The friction it fights is mostly air. Which one is bigger? Greenland is bigger. Greenland looks enormous on maps, but is only slightly larger than Mexico. The most famous map distortion in the world, and almost nobody notices it. Roughly how many times does a person blink per day? It's about 20,000. You blink around 20,000 times a day without noticing. Your brain edits out the darkness so smoothly you never see it. Which one is bigger? Alaska is bigger. Alaska is more than twice the size of Texas. Texas has the reputation, Alaska has the area. 37 degrees Celsius is normal human body temperature. It gets weird around, turning up the heat. Which one is bigger? Monaco is bigger. Monaco is 4 times the size of Vatican City and still fits inside Central Park. 2 entire countries would rattle around inside one city park. What is the most consumed drink on Earth after water? It's tea. Tea is the second most consumed drink on the planet. One plant, processed differently, became the world's default drink. Find the number 911. There it is, 911, the US emergency number. Guess it from the emojis. It's light bulb. An old filament bulb turned about 5% of its energy into light and the rest into heat. Which one is bigger? Brazil is bigger. Brazil is twice the size of the entire European Union, one country outsizing an entire political union of 27. What is a group of flamingos called? It's a flamboyance. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Collective nouns are mostly a 15th century hunting fashion nobody canceled. Find the number 194. There it is. 194 is exactly 2 primes multiplied. 2 times 97. Guess it from the emojis. It's clock. A pendulum clock keeps time because its swing barely cares how far it swings watch. Which one is longer? Chile is longer. Chile stretches further north to south than India does, a country shaped by a mountain range deciding where the border goes. Which letter appears in no U.S. state name? It's Q. Q is the only letter missing from every U.S. state name. 50 names, 25 letters used, 1 left out entirely. Which one has more people? Canada has more people. Greater Tokyo holds almost as many people as all of Canada. One metro area holding a G7 country's worth of people. Disneyland opened its gates in 1955. It gets weird around, turning up the heat. Which one gets colder? Antarctica record cold is colder there. Antarctica has recorded temperatures near -90 degrees. Cold enough that exposed skin is a medical emergency in under a minute. How many nose-like tentacles does a slug have? It's 4. Slugs carry 4 nose-like tentacles. 2 for seeing, 2 for smelling, and it regrows them if lost. Find the number 590. There it is. 590 breaks down into 3 prime factors. 2 times 5 times 59. Guess it from the emojis. It's compass. A compass points to the magnetic pole, which is hundreds of kilometers off the real one. Which one is slower off the line? Sports car is slower to accelerate. A cheetah out-accelerates most sports cars. Engineers spend fortunes chasing what a cat does on an empty stomach. Which is the only continent with no reptiles? It's Antarctica. Antarctica has no native reptiles at all. Cold-blooded animals need borrowed heat, and there is none to borrow. Find the number 888. There it is. 888 is the luckiest number in China. Guess it from the emojis. It's crane. A tower crane climbs itself. It builds the building and its own height at once. Which one goes further? Owl neck rotation is further. An owl can turn its head 3/4 of the way around. Owls cannot move their eyes, so evolution moved the whole head instead. How many times can a piece of paper realistically be folded in half? It's about 7. Folding paper doubles its thickness each time, so it stops around 7. Doubling beats intuition every time. 7 folds is 128 layers. Which one is longer? Arctic tern yearly flight is longer. The Arctic tern flies the equivalent of nearly 2 laps of the planet every year. A bird that weighs less than a phone commutes further than any airline route. How many points do you have so far? Keep counting. If you're getting these right, smash that like button and subscribe so the next one finds you. 395 is exactly 2 primes multiplied. 5 times 79. Now your gut is useless round. This is where it gets tricky. Which one is faster? Reindeer is faster. Reindeer can outrun horses over open ground. The animal we associate with sitting on a roof is built for open ground sprinting. What is the only country that borders exactly one other? It's Denmark. Denmark proper has one land border with Germany, just 68 kilometers. Since 2022, the wider kingdom has a second one, a 3 kilometers line across Hans Island drawn with Canada. Find the number 786. There it is. 786 is a sacred number in Islamic tradition. Guess it from the emojis. It's battery. A battery stores chemistry, not electricity. The current is made on demand. Which one is faster? Rhino horn growth is faster. A rhino's horn is made of the same stuff as your fingernails. Poaching has killed thousands of animals for a lump of the same protein as a fingernail. Which everyday object was originally sold as a medicine? It's Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola began life as a patent medicine. Most famous soft drinks began as something a pharmacist mixed. Find the number 1492. There it is. In 1492, Columbus reached the Americas. Guess it from the emojis. It's radio. Radio waves and visible light are the same thing at different lengths. Which one is farther? Voyager 1 distance is farther. Voyager 1 is the most distant human-made object ever. A 1977 computer is still the furthest thing we have ever thrown. What is the most common surname in the world? It's Wang. Around 100 million people share the surname Wang. More people share one surname than live in most countries. Which one is faster? Earth's orbital speed is faster. You are hurtling around the sun at over 100,000 kilometers per hour right now. You have never once been stationary, and you have never felt it. 778 is exactly 2 primes multiplied. 2 times 389. Now your gut is useless round. This is where it gets tricky. Which one is bigger? Dark side of the moon's sunlight is the same as. The far side of the moon gets just as much sunlight. It's never actually dark. The phrase is wrong, but it was too good a title to correct. How long did the 100 Years' War last? It's 116 years. The 100 Years' War ran for 116 years, named by historians afterwards who rounded down. Find the number 1981. There it is, the first IBM PC shipped in 1981. Guess it from the emojis. Its scale, every step up in scale changes the rules. An ant's world is ruled by surface tension, not gravity. Which one is more? Uranus' axial tilt is more tilted. Uranus is tipped over so far that it rolls around the sun on its side. Something hit it hard enough to knock a planet onto its side. What color were carrots originally? It's purple. Carrots were purple long before they were orange. The orange carrot is a branding exercise that worked for 4 centuries. Find the number 380. There it is. 380 breaks down into 4 prime factors. 2 times 2 times 5 times 19. Guess it from the emojis. It's ant strength. An ant lifts many times its weight because strength grows slower than volume. Which one is more? Light from Andromeda is older when it arrives. When you see Andromeda, you are looking 2.5 million years into the past. Every night sky is a photograph, and each object in it was taken at a different moment. What is the only food that a sloth can digest quickly? It's none. Digestion takes weeks. A sloth can take a month to digest 1 meal. A metabolism so slow that digestion becomes a lifestyle constraint. Which one is more? Satellites in orbit has more. There are more working satellites overhead than countries below. Low orbit has become crowded enough that collisions are now a planning problem. 332 breaks down into 3 prime factors. 2 times 2 times 83. Almost nobody gets these round. Only 1% finish these. Ready. Which one is wider? Sun's diameter is wider. About 109 Earths would fit across the face of the sun. Our sun is unremarkable, and it still dwarfs everything we can imagine. Which country consumes the most coffee per person? It's Finland. Finns drink more coffee per head than anyone else. Long dark winters turn out to be excellent for coffee sales. Find the number 354. There it is. 354 breaks down into 3 prime factors. 2 times 3 times 59. Guess it from the emojis. It's buoyancy. A helium balloon floats for the same reason a cork does. It's lighter than what surrounds it. Which one is longer? Roman Empire duration is longer. Rome's empire lasted twice as long as the USA has existed. Empires feel permanent from inside, which is exactly the problem. How many keys does a standard piano have? It's 88. A standard piano has 88 keys. 88 keys covers the range where human ears still hear pitch clearly. Find the number 5472. There it is. The digits of 5472 add up to 18, a multiple of 9. That's why 5472 divides by 9. Guess it from the emojis. It's iceberg. About 9/10 of an iceberg sits below the waterline. Which one is older? Humans as a species is older. We were human for a very long time before anyone wrote anything down. Almost everything humans did happened before anyone could record it. Which fruit is technically a berry? It's banana. Bananas are berries, strawberries are not. Botanical categories and supermarket categories agree on almost nothing. Which one was longer ago? Mammoths alive is longer ago. Mammoths and early Egyptian dynasties overlapped. Prehistory and recorded history overlapped far more than school suggests. That's it, add up your points and see how you did. So which one got you? Comment the one you were absolutely sure about and still got wrong. That is the fun part.